Okay, team. So this is for level N.N.2 for pre-calc. So we have a sine curve that they give us, and they want us to write the equation for it. So the normal sine curve is just like sine x, and this one has a period of 2 pi, and it has an amplitude of 1. And then it's centered at like that 0, 0 mark, right? So we're going to just look for changes. So I see that the amplitude is still 1. It's still centered at this like 0, 0 origin. And then the period is 2 pi. So there's been no changes. So this is just like the regular sine curve. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to press sine and then put x. Awesome. Got that one. Cool. So this is the next one here. So I see that the amplitude is now 2, right? So now it still starts at 0, 0, but the amplitude is 2. So I'm going to put a 2 on the outside of my sine, set it in the upward direction. So now it's positive 2. And then I see that I know it's going to be a sine curve. And I see that the period has been shifted out, and now it does 1 cycle in 3 pi. So this is when I need that equation, which is that the period is equal to 2 pi over b. And in this case, I see that the period is 3 pi. So I'm going to have 3 pi equals 2 pi over b. And I need to figure out what b is. So I'm going to multiply times b here. It's going to cancel it there. And then I want to get b by itself. So dividing by 3 pi on both sides, it's going to cancel here and leave me with b equals 2 pi over 3 pi, which is going to cancel the pi. So b equals 2/3. So here I'm going to write 2/3 x like that. You can write 2x over 3 if you want, but you don't have to. And then that is, there's no like up or down movement here. So that would be my equation. So over here, I'm going to type in 2, not w, 2, and then sine. And then I'm going to use the, that guy, fraction. We can make words here. And then the x. Right? So that's what I'd see. For submit, we got that one correct. I'm going to jump to our next level here, which would be this one here. So here I can see that it's been flattened out a little bit and moved up. So starting with sine x, I have a, b, plus c, plus d, except remember technically this is a minus, which means we're flipping them. So the amplitude, I'm at 2, but I'm only going up like a half. So my amplitude is 1/2 sine. And then I see that 1 cycle has been stretched out to 3 pi. So I'm going to do the 3 pi is my period is equal to 2 pi over b, which we literally just did right here, the exact same thing. So I know that my b is going to be 2/3. So I'm going to put 2/3 x. I see that the origin is still technically on the y-axis. It hasn't been like shifted left or right. So I know that it's just x like that. And then it looks like it's been shifted up though from the origin up to 2. So I'm going to have a plus 2 at the end here. Right. So you can write it like this, or as you see here, I'm going to type in, use my fraction, 1 over 2 sine, put in my fraction bar, 2 over 3, put in, see if I can get in there. Wow, my iPad's freaking out. There we go. X. And then plus 2. Right, so I double check. That is my correct answer. So I'm gonna jump up to the next level. Let me jump down real fast just to make sure. Yeah, let's do one at this one here. So, okay, so I know this is a sine curve. I see that it's only going up a half. So I'm gonna put a half in front. I see that 1 cycle takes pi over 2. So period is pi over 2 equals 2 pi over b. Remember, this is just the formula. So I'm going to cross multiply. B times pi equals 4 pi. So b must be equal to 4. So b is 4 in this case, 4x. And then it hasn't been shifted at all. So this would be 1/2 sine 4x. Sweet. So jump up one more in case you want to try the challenge. This would be the graph here. So I know that it's a sine curve. And for this one, I see that it's not like the center of it has been shifted over a little bit. So I'm going to be mindful that there's going to be a phase shift here. So from like I'm just going to start where I know something is, where it's easy to find. So here I'm at 0 and I'm going down and then back up and I reach another maximum at this point here. I see that my pies have been divided into 3 sections. So this is 1/3, 2/3, 3/3 would be 1, and then I went to 4/3. So my period is 4 pi over 3, or 4/3 pi. And then I'm going to have that formula, 2 pi over b. I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply. So I get 4 pi b equals 6 pi. Divide by 4 pi on both sides. It's going to give me b equals, canceling these, 3/2 as I simplify. So b is 3/2. And then I know that there's going to be x. And it looks like it's been shifted. I could say that if I'm this point should be right here. So I'm going to call this, I'm moving in the negative direction. So I'm going to put a plus sign here. And I'm moving negative. Remember, we broke these into thirds. So pi over 3. So pi over 3, like that. And then we've also been shifted. So like if this was the center, I've been shifted down -2. Right, so I'm going to put -2 over here. And then we're not quite going like a full amplitude. We're only going a half amplitude. So put a 1/2 in front here. Something to be careful of is it doesn't want it to be in parentheses like this. It wants it to be in parentheses like this. So I'm going to go ahead and take this equation here. I'm still going to have the 1/2 sign. And I'm going to go ahead and distribute these in like this. So I'd have 3/2x plus 3 pi over 2 times 3 is 6. All of that is then -2. So I'd have 1/2 pi sine 3/2x plus, this can simplify it to 1/2, so pi over 2 -2. So when I go here, it's a doozy. We have 1/2 sine 3/2x plus pi over 2 minus 2. Great job. All right, that's the hardest ones you're going to see. So sweet, y'all. Talk to you soon.